Welcome to the 10 best board games of all time. I'm Joseph. This is
Alex.
And this is
Ben.
We are gonna have fun today. We're just goofing off. We're having fun. These are what we believe, in our opinion, are the 10 best board games ever made.
10 favorite.
10 favorite. 10
10?
favorite. Very different.
No.
Okay. Very different.
Yeah.
Well, I did 10 best. These are the
Okay.
10 best. Well,
Okay.
my favorite happens to also be the 10
Oh,
best
okay.
games ever made.
Right.
Because my taste is impeccable.
My taste is impeccable.
Unable to be pecked. Our tastes are. Do not peck it. Okay, so we're gonna start at number 10. We're gonna roll to determine order. Ben, grab your die. And ready? I got a 1.
1.
Let's go!
Okay, Ben, do we have to say ours simultaneously, or is there a roll
No,
off?
you roll off. You
Okay, roll off.
Roll off.
1, 2, let's go! Double that 1! I'm just rolling the d6!
Okay.
Number 10!
My number 10 is Coup. I have very many fond memories of Coup. It's my favorite social deduction game. I just remember playing it with a good friend of mine over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it was the best. And I just still love it. I love the little meta we created, and I just have tons of fun with it every single time.
Solid pick. Coup is a fun game.
Yeah.
I like playing Coup.
Me too.
My number 10 is 7 Wonders.
Oh, let's go.
If you go over 4-player account, I
guess that.
I know. That's something for the end. We guessed each other's things, and we're going to score points based off how many we got right and how far down the list it was. We only got 3 guesses. But I love 7 Wonders because of the simultaneous play. Because you play simultaneously, it flows so well. Oh. And 6 or 7 player games, those are hard to come by. Got a lot of family. I love playing 7 Wonders.
My number 10. Number 10. Is the 1988 cult classic, number 2511 on Board Game Geek.
Give it up.
Scattergories.
Yeah!
One of the best party games ever made. Super easy to just get on the table, like everyone knows it, and anyone can play it. And so it's just one of the easiest games for me to get on the table and get to play with anyone I know.
I just love the timer.
Yeah.
Because I love that pressure and you're just going and you're like, Iguana Queen? Does that start with a G? And it doesn't. Nor is it a word. Scattergories is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, I approved that guess.
Yeah.
And it's on the list.
You guys Scattergories?
Number P.
My number 9 is Summoner Wars 2nd Edition. I had a lot of fun with 1st edition, and 2nd edition is even better. Love tactical strategy, and all the decks feel very balanced and very diverse, and it's just a lot of fun.
I haven't played any 2nd edition with y'all, but I miss
It's very
being
good.
able to kill my own units.
No, it's not as bad.
That was so, yeah, well, I mean, probably bad, but it was fun.
I just feel like every single change, I just look at 2nd edition and it just feels so smart. Like everything it does just feels smart compared to the 1st edition. It's just every single change it does. And it just plays very nice, very clean, very quick, but very tactical. It's great.
That's one of my guesses.
My number 9 was Castles of Burgundy.
That was also one of my
Dang
guesses.
it, I should have guessed that, yeah.
When I first played Castles of Burgundy, it felt like they made the game for me. That was in part because I was getting one rule wrong. But all the trade-offs are very fun in that game. All the optimization and trade-off, and one thing that bugs me is when the dice, just the higher you roll, the better you are. Castles of Burgundy, it mitigates that. A 6 is no better than a 1. It's just what you need at the time. And you just keep yourself open. You can use any dice roll and you can just optimize the heck out of it.
My number 9 is Hero Realms. This is my favorite deck building game, I think.
You did?
Not
my favorite deck building game, I can say that.
What? There's other deck building games? I thought this was an original idea. I really like the competitive aspect, and discussing Hero Realms meta has always been a very fun thing for our entire family. And just getting better at the game and understanding what's best at what times is very interesting. And then even the campaign modes, even if they aren't perfect, have always been fun.
Yo, Joseph, what are you looking at?
Number 8!
My number 8 is a game that this piece comes from, although I've only played with this expansion once, is Scythe. It used to be my favorite game of all time, and it's dropped a little bit since then, but I still love it. I love just the nitty gritty, just like figuring things out, just making everything work together. I think I realized that I just have more raw fun with other games, if that makes any sense. But I love mechanically this game a lot, and I do still have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I just really, really like this game.
I have never lost at Scythe. Fun fact. My number.
Have fun.
No, I'm gonna clarify why that's correct.
Yeah, well, you can clarify if you want.
No.
My number 8 is Carcassonne. I loved Carcassonne growing up. The rest of my family didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
But I recently got to play with the big box of Carcassonne, and those expansions are so good. It revitalizes the game. They all hit. They all add flavor to the game. I love Carcassonne.
It's okay.
I think it's good.
Spoilers, it's not my top
I
10.
consider putting it down as a guess for Joseph.
Sorry. Sorry, I just feel like you can tell by my
Demeanor.
demeanor. Yeah.
Joseph, it's not on mine either. I don't think that shocks you though.
I don't have a deeper sad face, man. Just go on with the list.
Okay, my number 8 is actually a spin on deck building games, and it is a bag building game, Quacks of Quidlinburg.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This game has always been a lot of fun whenever I play it. It's a little bit luck based. I always feel like sometimes it just comes down to how well you do on the final round, and that's why it's not higher on my list. But as I play the game, I love experimenting with all the different pieces and how they interact with each other so much.
Yeah, I feel like that game used to be like easy top 10 for me, and then the more and more I play it, the more and more frustrated I get, just by luck-based elements can frustrate me in games. But yeah, I definitely respect that pick, and I do enjoy playing it.
I love the push your luck elements. If this was a top 20 list, it probably would make it, but it's not as crunchy as a lot of other games on my top 10.
0-0. Number 7.
Okay, my number 7. This is I forget the technical term every single time. It's Ashes, Rise of the Phoenixborn, a game where you build a deck beforehand and then you bring it forward. I played this game a lot in the first edition. What? Were you surprised?
I forget about this game.
Yes.
I've never played this game with you.
I rather enjoy this game. I played it a lot in the first edition, in the first couple expansions, and then I guess life just happened. Anyway, and now I play it quite a bit with my brother last semester at college. And I really just love looking at all the cards and the beautiful artwork and just building and crafting a deck. And it's just so much fun, like before I even start playing the game. And then playing the game is also really fun. I get to see how this deck does, and I get to like just battle my mind baby with my brother's mind baby, and it's great. I think it's wonderful.
My number 7 is Gloomhaven.
Why didn't I think about this game?
I
completely forgot about this game for you.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Why did you forget? This
I don't
game's
know.
so great. We never played
Right.
Gloomhaven together, but I, as a child, hated cooperative games, and Gloomhaven is what changed that. It was just so good, so fun to play. I got Jaws of the Line is probably my favorite experience with it, was playing Jaws of the Line, and I just played 2 weeks of it pretty much straight, and I love Gloomhaven.
Number 7, correct? Ooh, mine also has a piece on this board. Mechs versus Minions. Joseph, you've only played this game twice. It was yesterday at like 11, or no, at 1 a.m.
Yeah, I forgot that I played it twice. We lost in like 2 minutes.
This game is just consistently fun. I'm not sure if it has legs to stay on this list forever, but every time I play it, it's just a joy. It feels so natural and interesting getting to work with the cards and getting to work through the different scenarios. And taking damage just feels so correct in that game. Just slowly losing control. It doesn't feel like you're being punished, or you are being punished, but it just makes the game even more interesting when you're failing at the game.
Yeah.
It just does everything I want from a game. It's just not as good as everything else because I'm not sure if it's going to last as long because it's only so many scenarios.
Yeah, no, it's tons of fun. I love that thing that you mentioned where damage just like is a fun thing. Like being damaged is fun, yeah, but it is, and it's just like makes your mech just do weird things, but it's still just it's tons of fun.
Number 6.
My number 6 used to be my favorite cooperative game, but then I decided a different game beat it out.
Can I guess right now?
Sure.
Letter
Crew.
It is Crew, Mission Deep Sea. Yes. Letter Jam is fantastic too. Crew, Mission Deep Sea. I got this over Christmas and played a lot with my family. Or correction, my brother got it for Christmas. And we just played it a lot, and I just feel like every single game is like so easy to understand the mechanics, but every time we lost a scenario, we really reflected and we're like, okay, we definitely could have done this better or this better or this better, and I just really like that aspect, how we can act. I don't know, it feels very deep for such a simple game, and every single time I get so involved, and it feels I just love the puzzle that it lays before us every single game.
My number 5 is 5 Tribes. It's a good game.
Number 5 yet.
That's good because it's number 6.
Okay.
So no spoilers here. I just had the word 5 on my brain. It's a good game. I think what I love most about 5 Tribes is the arc it goes on. At the beginning of the game, there is a world of possibilities. And by the end, it's like, okay, there's 4 things I can do. And you just feel so tight, but it's just a great puzzle.
My number 6 is also number 6 on Board Game Geek. Eric, do you know it?
Producer Eric.
I was just looking at this list.
Yeah, actually, I feel like I should.
Is it Caverna?
I've never played that game.
Gloomhaven?
No.
No. Is it
Terraforming Mars.
Terraforming
What a
Mars.
wonderful game. What a wonderful game.
It's usually a game that's really out of my genre, but I do enjoy being cutthroat in games. When I play Dominion, I'm always the person that tries to put in attack cards. And so it is a game that I am racing against everyone and just bullying them out by like 1 to 2 turns every time. And I think that is so much fun.
Hannah found number 5.
Okay, my number 5. This used to also be my favorite board game of all time, but now it's been like approximately 4 years longer since I played this. No.
Oh.
This is Pandemic Legacy Season 1.
Okay.
I think this is one of the greatest games of all time. Problem is though, of course, I've only played it 16 times and then our campaign ended. But it's one of my favorite board gaming experiences ever, and I just had an absolute blast with it. And so when I put together this list, I almost forgot about it just because I haven't played it in a while, but it's definitely up there where I definitely think it's one of the best board games of all time, and it's definitely one of my favorites.
So is Pandemic Legacy Season 2 your number 4, and Season 0 your number 3?
Season 2 and Season 0 are not as good. They could arguably be top 10, but I chose not to put them.
Okay.
But they are not as good as Season 1. Season 1 is definitely the best.
I'm really looking forward to playing this one day. I still haven't had the group to play it yet with, but one day I really want to play it.
So much fun.
Not my number 5 is chess. I love a good game of chess. There is a struggle and a just challenge between the two people. I understand why it's not highly rated on Board Game Geek. It's not beginner friendly. It's not. It's not a lot of things, but what it is, it's a pure competition of will and intelligence that is very fun when you're in the middle of that epic battle.
Chess definitely was an HM of mine. Just because that is just such a good game. It is probably one of my most played board games now since I got the chess.com app. So I definitely also considered it.
Chess was a hidden machine for your list. It
Yeah.
taught your list moves.
Why do you think it's so correct, Joseph? Anyway,
Thousands of years of experience.
absolute other side of the board. Number 5, Forgotten Waters.
How did I forget about this game? Yeah.
At one point was my favorite game. But the more I play it, the less interesting it is. The gameplay isn't that interesting, and the what's it called?
Most things.
No, the write in words thing, Mad Lib aspect of it
I love the Mad Lib.
kind of dies off after a couple games.
Sure.
But the stories that are telling are consistently funny, consistently good. But there's only so many campaigns. I think I have 1 or 2 more. But just playing through them, they aren't anywhere near as good as the first time. But there's just some stellar moments in that game.
I just think this is a prime example of how both of us differ from Ben in our opinions in board games and stuff. Just because when I played that game, I was just like going through a story and I felt like I don't know, but that's not why I really play games. That's why I read books or watch movies or things like that. And so I just didn't find the game very mechanically interesting or do what I want a board game to do. And so it didn't even come close to my top 10 at all. Yeah.
But I think
I had fun playing Forgotten Waters.
Yeah,
I think I had more fun than you did. Yeah,
I think it's a great time, especially if you're doing it with people you love.
and you have a day to kill.
Yeah, that's the other
And
issue.
those people don't want to play the games you want to play, but want to play these kind of games because you're playing with Ben and Eric. And then of the games they want to play, this is top tier. I really like Forgotten Waters.
Yes. But yeah, spending 7 hours also bumps it down.
Yeah. But it's definitely, I enjoy it. I think it's very well designed and well made for what it's trying to do, which isn't my favorite type of game.
Number 4.
Okay, my number 4 was already talked about. It's Terraforming Mars. Very tight engine building that I have a lot of fun with. A lot of reasons have been already said, so I won't talk too much long about it, but I just really like its tightness and I love engine building, so it's great.
Is this our first crossover?
Terraforming Mars is now your number 4.
No. Is this just the
Oh, in
team's first
general?
crossover? I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you have Scattergories, that's your number.
My number 4, Forgotten Waters. Just kidding.
Okay.
Alex, you were betrayed. You felt betrayed there, didn't you? Agricola. I love Agricola. There is a moment in worker placement games where you are standing up and you are staring at the table and you are just staring at the spots you need. And Agricola has done that for me more than anything else. This tension between the people, even though there is no direct fighting over those spots, because your plans could end at any moment. I love this game.
It's not coming. Number 4. I'm not sure if either of you guys wouldn't guess this being on my top 10, but I think neither of you guys would guess it being this high. My number 4 is Tiny Towns.
Wow.
I need to just give you my copy of that game.
Number 4.
You love it so much more. He's actually better than me at it too. So
Yeah. I love the spatial reasoning and working through what other people also give you. Sometimes you just crash and burn because everyone else just wants wheat. And I think that's just so fantastic and fun to try and work around what is thrown towards you and still make good stuff out of it.
Number 3.
My number 3 is our second crossover, except not exactly. My number 3 is Caverna.
I will never play this game.
Joseph is so scared that Caverna is just better Agricola that he like doesn't want to play it because I have a copy of Caverna, but he has a copy of Agricola, and we don't see each other that often. Anyway, point being, he's terrified of how wonderful it is and how just fantastic it is. I still love Agricola, although I haven't played it in many years. But Caverna just does a lot of what Agricola does, but better, but also does a couple things worse. But anyway, Caverna's just so good. It's so good.
Oh, it's me next.
Another thing.
If this isn't a crossover, I'm going to be a little so surprised. My number 3 board game of all time, the number 3 board game of all time, Ben's going to have it at the same spot, is Spirit Island. Because both of our tastes are impeccable, we're going to have it at the same exact spot. And Spirit Island is the second cooperative game that really nailed in the hammer that stopped my hatred of cooperative games. I played it and immediately started thinking about it, and I went up to my friend who introduced me the next day. Daniel, can we play Spirit Island again? And we did a couple weeks later. After that game, I just bought it on my computer and played it like 12 times in a row. It is a very fun game. It has great cooperative elements and a great puzzle.
My number 3 is not Spirit Island. My number 3 is Dead of Winter.
That's good.
Dang it.
I guessed this one correctly. I didn't know it was this high either, though.
It used to be my number 1 for years and years and years. I think until it was number 1 until Forgotten Waters was my number 1 for a little while. Dead of Winter is fantastic. It is semi-cooperative in the best ways possible. But the more we play it, the more unbalanced we realize it is. But that isn't inherently bad.
I will state in this game, this is Thomas's favorite board game who couldn't join us. Thomas's favorite board game is Dead of Winter.
Yes.
He was supposed to be sitting right in front of the table. We saved him room on the other side. He was going to face us, and his voice would echo into the camera. But he sent us the list that was Dead of Winter. I don't know any other games. Blank space, blank space, blank space, blank space, blank space, blank space, blank space.
Number dos.
Okay.
My number 2 is Spirit Island. This game is now my favorite cooperative game. I used to put the crew above it, but now I'm realizing, like, I just think about Spirit Island, and I'm just like, this game, so good. It's just so good. Sometimes I don't like how long it takes. That is a downside a little bit sometimes. But it is just so much fun. I just like, makes my heart beat a little faster, you know?
My number 2 is Small World.
I knew this was on your list, but is it really your second? Like,
It is literally the second best game ever made. I love every part of Small World. I don't know. You would think I would love a crunchier game better, but the ability to recognize which combinations are broken and then abuse those is what makes this game so good. I love the flow and the fun, and it takes me back to summers where we would just play game after game after game on Small World, and I still have fun doing the same thing.
My number 2.
Okay.
I'm surprised it isn't on Alex's list.
You don't know my number 1.
That's fair.
We both know you're number 1.
Everybody knows my number 1. And your number 1. They happen to be the same thing.
My number 2 is Letter Jam.
Letter Jam made number 2. Ooh, what a good game.
Fantastic game. Also, like Scattergories, super easy to get to the table.
Oh, it takes a lot.
Even though it takes a little bit longer. There's only like 2 people I've ever met that don't like this game, and they both have dyslexia. And so I just think it's so fantastic working through individual puzzles every round, that everyone has slightly different puzzles. Has a couple of issues where like consistently sometimes, at least when we first started playing, we'd mess up on like accidentally seeing our own cards or saying stuff out loud. But I think like the game just doesn't care about that usually. We don't usually care about that. It's more about spending like an hour with our family just working on tiny little puzzles repetitively. I love it.
My niece has gotten mad that I am stealing her toy numbers. Number 1 will be without any fun numbers. I apologize, Mimi, for all the sins I've committed against you. Please forgive us. Number 1!
Our number 1 is Dominion.
Oh yeah!
It's been our number 1 for years. I mean, I've had on and off, but it's always come back.
My desire to play it wanes and waxes, but my belief that it's the best game ever made never does.
We have played a lot of this game.
There was the card where we tried to play. Well, no, we will at some future day play every 2,000 suggested set of this game.
Yes, we will. And it's still fun.
Yeah, what I love about Dominion is that the game is right there at the start. It's a game of skill. You have to figure out the combo and the connection, and every game feels like a different game. You have to do a different trick. You have to do something different. The other thing I love about Dominion is I love deck building. Deck building feels like I'm harnessing luck and riding it into the breeze with my lucks flowing behind me. And I control that luck and make it do what I want. Every round, there's this element of surprise and excitement, but I always feel like I've controlled it and made it happen. Right.
Yeah. I also love how quick it is. Like, you whip out games in 20, 30 minutes. It's, like, fantastic. Especially online, you can play a game in 15 minutes even. Like, it's just super quick, super nice.
It's better when you get to shuffle them.
Sure.
My number 1 is the only 3-way crossover.
Spirit
Island.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3, boys.
That's pretty good.
He proves his tastes are impeccable. It should have been 3.
It is just fantastic. Working against the board in such a difficult. The game always makes you think you're gonna lose.
Always makes you think you're gonna.
You're either getting pounded into the ground or you're just barely making it out, like while getting pounded into the ground. It is fantastic as it just tries to kill you.
And is our only 3-way crossover.
And our only 3-way crossover on the top 10.
Yeah. Good stuff. I got 16 points for guessing Joseph's 7 Wonders, Agricola, and Small World.
I didn't write down the points as we went.
I didn't write down points as we went. For Joseph, I guess Spirit Island, which was number 3, correct?
Yes.
Castle of Burgundy, which was number 9.
Yes.
And then I guess Race for the Galaxy, which I think is number 11.
Race to the Galaxy, last time I made this list, was number 3.
Wow.
It is the only game that dropped off the list, and it was replaced by Spirit Island.
Mm.
I love that game, or I did until I played it 40 times in a row on Board Game Arena. And Board Game Arena, it's cut to where all the nuance is gone. Because Race for Galaxy is my favorite engine builder, if you don't count Dominion as an engine builder, which I do, which means it's not my favorite engine builder. But I prefer it to Terraforming Mars. But the problem is, when you play it, you can cut away so that you have to do the same strategy every time.
Yeah, the meta's pretty solid.
The meta's pretty solved. So I need to get more expansions for it. I think that would lighten it up if I just got through the expansions. It might come back on this list, but I just don't enjoy it anymore.
The couple of times I've played with the expansion on Board Game Arena, it's definitely different.
Okay.
It's still definitely Race for the Galaxy though.
Right.
Scratches that same itch. And then for Alex, I guessed Ashes, which was number
7, and then you got number 9 and number
5.
4. So that's pretty good for you.
For Ben, I guessed Scattergories, Dominion, and Spirit Island. I really thought Dominion was going to be on your list.
Isn't it on
Finally. Why isn't it? You love Dominion so much, Ben.
It is not as good as any of the other games I listed.
So I got 11 points from you. And then for Alex, I guessed Scythe, Terra Mystica, and Caverna. Is Terra Mystica?
Mystica is no longer my top 10.
That used to be your number one, wasn't
Also
it?
used to be my number one.
You've had a lot more number ones than I have. I've had the same one since I was 14. It is the best game ever, and my taste is impeccable, so it makes sense. But how many was Scythe?
Scythe was 8 points.
8 points. Got
I'm
it.
surprised it was so low.
Me too.
So, ready to reveal how many points we got?
Got 25 in total.
I got 22.
33.
Wow.
I got 21 off of Alex. If I did my
Well
math.
played.
Yeah.
Well played.
Nope, I got 20 off of Alex. But still.
Okay. I was thinking there was one more thing that we should do. We have 2 producers that are also members of the Perazzo Brothers gaming family. So we should pretend to be pterodactyls, fly off the set, and have the producers come and give their top favorite board game and why.
I think Eric prepared a whole list.
I'm just gonna walk it.
We can do Eric's number 1 and then we can give the list in the. That is not the sound of a pterodactyl.
You've never heard a pterodactyl!
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to be Ben. Oh,
Joseph? Yeah, I'm fine.
I don't want.
Oh, Joseph's
You
fast.
don't want to be Ben.
I
Okay.
don't want to be Ben.
Oh.
Okay. Roll a die.
Oh.
I got 17. Okay.
11.
Shoot, you go first.
Big-
Look at the size of these. Go for it.
Just number 1.
My number 1 is Joseph's number 9.
Castles of Burgundy.
Castles of Burgundy.
Oh!
Yeah, I knew that. I think I did.
I didn't think I knew that.
Eric, you are the only person who's ever beat me at Castles of Burgundy. I've played like 10, 11 times, and I've lost once, and it was to you.
Someone who struggles with anxiety. This is not good. Multiple reasons. I enjoy any sort of game where you can kind of do things yourself and just build your own little world and forget about everybody else and not care about their points and not try to hurt anybody with stupid curse cards in the minion or anything like that. So like Castles of Quidlinburg's actually pretty good. Wingspan's pretty dope because you just build your little buddies. I like the little buddies. Between 2 Castles of Quidlinburg. Oh, that's good stuff because no one's trying to really hurt you. You help each other.
So good.
Scattergories.
The 1988 cult classic.
Oh.
Am I actually recording me right now?
No, I'm faking it.
Okay. I don't fully believe you.
Thomas, can you tell us what number this is?
What?
9!
Was that good? Was that terrible?
Oh, it was horrible, but that's exactly what you're looking for, right?
Number 6.
Your little eyeglass. What? Us. Number 6.
I gotta relax.
Let's start recording.
Okay, sounds good.
Record.
I wasn't gonna tell them.
As soon as you say sounds good, if you haven't done it.